Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. My dear sisters, I really wish that I could be with you today, and as I wish you greetings, assalamu alaikum, it is with great sadness that I am still here in London. For some reason, somebody in the Home Interior Ministry has decided that I cannot have a visa to come to Kerala to join the Jamaat Islami conference, the women's wing in Kerala. Why I should be denied a visa is really beyond me. I am a peace activist. I pose no threats to anyone. All I do is speak my mind and tell the truth. And it seems that in today's current climate, telling the truth is treated almost like a revolutionary act. I am just so sad that someone in the Indian government has taken this decision not to allow me into your country. India is, after all, a great democracy. That is how it portrays itself on the world stage. It is, in fact, regarded very highly around the world, and yet someone is trying to damage that image by denying me the right to come and address a women-only conference, a conference of Muslim women. And this is very sad, but alhamdulillah, thanks to the technology that we have today, just imagine that I am with you now as you have all come together and gathered to talk and discuss about the way forward, the empowerment of women, the empowerment of Muslim women. And, you know, my goodness, we are living in very treacherous times as mothers, as wives, as daughters. These are extremely challenging times, and we must think of our sisters in Iraq, in Afghanistan, in Palestine, in those areas of the Muslim world which have become like killing fields. So we all know as women how terrible war is. We probably feel the pain more than anyone because we know how precious life is. And as mothers, we must come together and condemn all of these imperial wars and hope that our government stops supporting them. And perhaps that could be one of the reasons why I am sitting here in London and you are in Kerala, because I am well known for my vocal support of Palestine and the love I hold in my heart for Palestine, like every Muslim across the world. Because let's face it, if it wasn't for the heroic resistance of the Palestinian people, we would have lost Masjid al-Aqsa many years ago, one of the third most holy sites in Islam. But because of their heroic resistance, their determination to stay in their lands and their determination to fight against injustice, they are being punished, as we all are. Anyone who supports Palestine today is punished for that. As I said before, I'm a vocal supporter of Palestine, but I have been for more than 2 decades now. It was only when I put on a hijab that suddenly I was described as a Muslim fundamentalist, as a Muslim extremist, when in fact I held exactly the same views about Palestine as I hold today. Just recently I attempted to get into Gaza to mark the first anniversary of that brutal war in which Israel has been accused of some heinous war crimes, its use of phosphorus, its use of weapons on these defenseless people should be investigated, and the war criminals should be brought to trial. But the sad reality is that the Indian government, like the British government, is kitting up the Zionist army, the fourth largest army in the world, which is using its weapons on women and children. We know this because of the death toll from that war in Gaza. In fact, the youngest victim was actually 7 months old as a fetus. He was still in his mother's womb when he was shot by flying shrapnel and died inside his mother's womb. My God, what sort of world are we living in where not even our unborn babies are safe? However, it is exactly because of those views and my support of Palestine that I suspect I'm sitting here now and you're having to sit there and listen to me. Just a few weeks ago, I was in Cairo, the capital of Egypt, but it is also the home of the Al-Azhar University, the highest seat of learning in the Sunni world, where the Sheikh of Al-Azhar, Sheikh Tantawi, recently gave a fatwa in support of the Egyptian government's decision not only to maintain the vicious blockade and siege of Gaza, but actually to start building a steel wall around Rafah to block off the tunnels, which are the few lifelines that the people of Gaza have at the moment. It is the world's largest open-air prison. I've been to Gaza. I can tell you those people have nothing. The rebuilding has not even started, even though the war ended more than a year ago. Not even a building brick, one building brick or one bag of cement is getting through the blockade. And now Egypt, a Muslim country, to our eternal shame, is reinforcing this siege. I'm going to show you some images now which shows the sort of resistance that we faced going to Cairo. All we wanted to do as peace activists was gather in Cairo and then head to the Rafah border and go into Gaza to show our solidarity with the people there. There were more than 1,400 peace activists from 43 countries around the world, and I do believe India was represented in that group. And as we tried to get to Gaza, you can see from these images now the sort of resistance that we faced. Some of you may have watched with great frustration at the images unfolding before your eyes now. What is shocking, my sisters, is that the men here who are manhandling us, who are pulling hijabs off the heads of women, who are punching women in the face, they are Muslims. It is shameful to say, but this is how some of the Muslim men in Egypt are behaving. Yes, they are beating up women, women of faith and no faith, beating up their sisters in Islam. It was so shocking that if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I probably wouldn't have believed it. We decided on a plan of action to hold a sit-in protest in the streets of Cairo to beg the Egyptian government to give us the buses we had paid for, to allow us to go peacefully on our way to Gaza. And so we held a sit-in very much in the spirit of Gandhi, non-violent protest, and this is how we were treated. And we rather naively thought if we put all the women at the front of this demonstration,